Hey guys, welcome to Lounge TV. I'm Larry, and today I want to just talk about what's going on. The last time I talked to you guys, it was all, about, unfortunately, the passing of my sister, Jackie. I want to tell you where we're at now in this ordeal that we're going through and everything, in our healing process that we're dealing with. Tom wanted to share something with you guys, but I kind of wanted to do this by myself, so I'll share the one thing that Tom wanted to definitely say. Found out the day after the actually, was it the day after? A couple days after that. Tom didn't tell me this, but on his way to the funeral, he had to drive himself because we had to be there real early in the morning. He said that he smelled the shop in the car on his drive there, which is really interesting because the shop had a specific smell. He's got a brand new car. The shop was a little musty smelling, canvassy kind of smelling thing. It doesn't smell anything like a new car smells. So it's interesting, and it's kind of cool because I know I've told you guys before that I'll smell cigarette smoke every now and then in my house, and my dad always smoked and always reeked a cigarette smell, so it's kind of comforting that happens. But a lot of different things have been happening since the funeral and everything that I wanted to share with you guys. Are we over it? No, of course not. We'll never be over it. And I found this one article that I wanted to read to you guys that don't know who wrote it. We tried to find it, but it's unknown. But I wanted to read this story to you because it's a great analogy of what, and there's some other people out there that I know that are dealing with the same kind of thing that we are. Well, there's a lot of people, not just some. There's a lot of people, and I know Katie, I know if you're out there, I know that you are dealing with this, and so this is an analogy of grief, right? So as for grief, you'll find it comes in waves. When the ship is first wrecked, you're drowning, with wreckage all around you. Everything floating around you reminds you of the beauty and the magnificence of the ship that once was and is no more. And all you can do is float. You find some piece of wreckage and you hang on for a while. Maybe it's some physical thing. Maybe it's a happy memory or a photograph. Maybe it's a person who is also floating. For a while, all you can do is float and stay alive. In the beginning, the waves are 100 feet tall and crash over you without mercy. They come 10 seconds apart and don't even give you enough time to catch your breath. All you can do is hang on and float. After a while, maybe weeks, maybe months, you'll find the waves are still 100 feet tall, but they come further apart. When they come, they still crash over you and wipe you out. But in between, you can breathe. You can function. You never know what's going to trigger the grief. It might be a song, a picture, a street intersection, the smell of a cup of coffee. It can be just about anything, and the wave comes crashing. But in between the waves, there is life. Somewhere down the line, and it's different for everybody, you find that waves are only 80 feet tall or 50 feet tall. And while they still come, they come further apart. You can see them coming, an anniversary, a birthday, Christmas, or landing at O'Hara. I don't know exactly. I guess they meant the airport. You can see it coming for the most part, and prepare yourself. And when it washes over you, you know somehow you will again come out on the other side, soaking wet, sputtering, still hanging on to some tiny piece of wreckage, but you'll come out. And this is fitting for me to say this. Take it from an old guy. The waves never stop coming. And somehow you don't really want them to. But you learn that you'll survive. And other waves will come and you'll survive them too. If you're lucky, you'll have lots of scars from lots of loves and lots of shipwrecks. when I first, I'm a little emotional right now, but when I first read this, I was really emotional. I think it's a beautiful analogy of how grief is. And when it first came, it was such an overwhelming experience that I felt like I was drowning. I remember the feeling of when we went to the hospital in the car on the drive there when we found out that she was gone. It was overwhelming. I didn't think I could breathe. I was struggling with it. And I know Terry was the same way, and her daughter was the same way, and all our family. And the pain was so unreal that after time went by throughout the day, it's almost like the waves were still crashing over us, but you could breathe a little bit because you were getting more used to the idea of the shipwreck that just happened. Although unreal as it seemed, and you're outside of your body and everything, it just seems like the waves at the very beginning are relentless. It's like they're just coming over you, all your memories, and how can it be? You're trying to even like compute in your brain what just happened. Is this real? It can't be real. And then here we are about 3 weeks now into it, and the waves still crash. Not as at the beginning one after the other, but now it'll be like I could just be sitting down thinking of something. I'll give you an example. I had just had an MRI done on my shoulder. Just a little update on that. I have 2 tears in it, one 1.9 centimeters and one 1.2 centimeters. So I go tomorrow for the doctor. I'll find out what's going to transpire from that. Probably nothing. It'll probably be just like, I'm going to have to deal with some shoulder pain. I mean, I can move it a lot better now, so that's good. But anyway, when I was in the MRI, I had a panic attack for the first time in my life, and it was overwhelming. I couldn't breathe. Thought I was going to have a heart attack. If anybody's had an MRI, it's like if you have any claustrophobia, it's really it's really difficult. I have slight claustrophobia now. I find out that it's a lot worse than that, but also dealing with the death of a loved one can actually trigger panic attacks too, I read, because I was trying to research why did I have this. But anyway, my point of this whole story is that when I had the panic attack, if you could have been inside my mind, you would have heard me. It reminded me of a Seinfeld episode with Elaine when she was on the subway and the subway broke down, and in her mind she's talking and she's like, "What just touched my foot? What was that? Blah blah blah." And then all of a sudden the train starts moving. She's like, "Oh, that." And then all of a sudden it stopped again and it got dark and she's like, "Mother, blah 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 blah, mother blank." And that's how I was in there, because I'm like, after I think it was the first round of it, it was like, I'm going to be in this tube now for a half hour, they said. So, and I've had MRIs before and it never bothered me, but in my mind I was like, oh my god, I can't breathe. I'm gonna die right here. I'm like, I think I'm having a heart attack. I'm gonna die here. And I'm like, and nobody's gonna know anything because I'm in a tube, and they're just gonna think I'm doing a really good job staying really still right now. And this is all going through my mind and everything. So when it stopped, I had to push the button that they give you and tell them I got to get out. So they took me out, and I told them I don't know if I can go back in there, and I wound up going back in there, and then but they flipped me over so I was on my stomach, and I could, if I looked up, I could see the end of the tube, which gives you some relief inside there, so it's not as claustrophobic. But I started getting the same thing, and there was like, he said 6.5 minutes left, right? So I was like, all right, let me count Mississippi's. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi. I get up to 30 Mississippi. This is all in my head, and I'm like, this is too long. I can't count, what is it, 390 Mississippis? I can't count that that it's 30 seconds just took forever, blah, blah, blah. In my mind, I'm like, I'm going to die again. And the next thing I know, he comes on and he says, 3.5. He says, you moved a little, 3.5 more minutes. And I'm like, mother, blah, 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 in my head. And I wound up going through the whole thing. But the reason why I'm telling you this is because I wanted to share that with Jackie, because that's the exact kind of story that we would have cracked up over, and cracking up laughing. I got to share it with Terry, but we were very close, me, Jackie, and Terry, and we would text everything. If one was sick, we're like, well, you better take care of yourself, blah, 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 like this or whatever, and we constantly text each other all the time. We weren't just brothers and sisters, we were also best friends. So it's difficult. It's going to take a long time for me to even get into the place where I feel like I'm functioning normally again. I'm just going through the motions still right now, and it's going to be like that for a while. This is not unique as far as somebody that has to go through this. We all have to go through this. I saw an analogy one time where it's like we're all in the same line, and death is the end of the line, right? In life, we're all in line. You can't get out of line. You can't go to the back of the line. You're in line, but you don't know where you're in line at. Could be the next person in line. You just don't know. But we all are in line, and so we all have these similar experiences. And for me, because I'm older, this is, I lost, my one brother. I lost my mom, my dad, and now my sister. It's tough, and the older we get, the more this stuff happens. But it don't make it easier. Out of my brother and my mom and my dad, this one was way harder than anything that I've ever dealt with in my life, and I'm still dealing with it. It's only 3 weeks. I'm telling you right now, I still deal with my mom and my dad and my brother. Like there's times I'll sit down and reminisce, and I'll just get tears in my eyes, and I'll be sad. But I want to also share about some other things that have happened too. Is there was one day that looked outside the back window, and the whole backyard back here was all filled with yellow finches. Now around here we might see a yellow finch here and there once in a while. This was probably 20, 30 of them right back here. And at first when I looked out, I'm like, oh wow, that's a lot of dandelions. But they all started moving, and they were all yellow finches. And so I had my wife come look out the window, and we were like, wow, I've never seen that many yellow finches at all. Yeah, so it's like little signs that we kind of are getting now. That is, she's in a better place. I really believe that. And if, there's a lot of people that don't believe in the afterlife. I feel so bad for those, because that gives you no hope. And I think you have to have hope in this life, that there's something bigger than this going on. Because everything that goes on in the world, it's like this is just crazy. So it's like without hope, I just don't think it's a whole. I feel sorry for people that don't have hope. Anyway, I wanted to say one more thing, and that is I want to go on my phone right now because a lot of people reached out to me through DMs, and I still have not answered back to you guys, and I'm going to. It's one of the things is like it's important to have some kind of group of friends or family that you're close to a support system. And I'm lucky and blessed because I don't just have family that's really close. I also have you guys. And I got so many DMs, and I'm just going to name people that I will get to you guys. I will respond to these. But Jennifer, Kucha, King Raze, Joseph Morgan, Jeremy Adams, Uncle Paul, Tiff Victoria, Bree Douglin, Jesse or J Game, Tyler, Ryan McCathern, Ray Urick, Queen Elish the first, Official Tim Tech, Kate O'Connell, Matt, Yoko, DJ Rockin' Ray, Protype, Chris Bird, Melissa, Luke Wade, Dignation, Monique, Lorelei, J-Dog, Donna, Buddha Kifi, or I don't know what the heck that name is. Anyway, all you guys have reached out to me and sent me condolences, and that's just DMs. I mean, I got probably thousands in condolences on just the tweets and stuff. It means the world to us that you know, because that's the one thing about Jackie. It was like she felt like everybody's friend and aunt, and to a lot of you guys out there. So it's a healing process for you guys also, and it's something that, you know, it's going to take me a long time, and I know it's going to take Terry a long time. Terry's making a video. I have not watched Jesse's video yet. I haven't watched our own video. Tom did all that, put it together. And I can't watch Jesse's video right now because it'll make me, I will in time. I just haven't watched it yet because it's too soon for me right now. I can't be dealing with that right now. I see a picture of her and I break down, so it's hard. I'll be scrolling through Twitter and somebody will have said something and tweeted out a picture of her, and I just lose it. So everybody grieves different and deals with it differently. I know that Jesse's video has to be great because that's what Jesse, you know, he did one for my dad, did one for Uncle Chris. He just does an awesome job. It's just that I just can't right now. But anyway, Terry's going to be doing one, and I know soon. If it might even be out by the time this goes up, I don't know. But I know it had to be hard for her to do. So I haven't watched any home movies or anything like that, or any old videos with Jackie in it or anything. It just hurts too much. It's too real right now. But anyway, I wanted to share the healing process that we're going through right now, where we're at. You know, I get an escape from doing videos, not of course this one because this is about that, but other videos that we do, I get an escape from, you know, all this mess. All you can say sometimes is, it's effed up. You know, there's no other words than, this is effed up. Well, anyway, guys, I just wanted to share that with you guys. Thank you so much for all the kind words and everything, and we keep Jackie alive in our hearts, and like I said, we see signs all over the place. So, you know, she's here with us, in our hearts, in our memories. So, guys, I love all you guys. Don't forget, like I told you last time, it's like hug your family and friends closer. Let go of all the trivial stuff in life, the little stupid little arguments that you have, the little things that you can't even control in life, but it separates you from other people because of your opinion, their opinion, whatever. And like, find common ground to just love each other. And that's basically all I want to tell you guys. That's the healing process. Until next time, grab yourself something cold to drink, which I didn't even bring anything out. Put your feet up and relax, and I'll meet you at the lounge.